Well, let's see. Waiting to see if my earbuds connect. I can't tell. Yes, Melissa says, okay, good. All right. It didn't make noise at me. As you're popping on, tell me hi. If you're watching this on replay, tell me in the comments. Put in the comments hashtag replay so I know. Hello, mother. Oh, I can't believe it's almost Christmas. It doesn't feel like it should be less than, well, exactly a week away. Hi, Vicky. Merry Christmas, Noel. Cindy. I think this is going to be a kind of a short one tonight. Melissa and I were going over what I have to talk about, and I don't have a whole lot to talk about, just a few things. But sometimes I ramble. As if you guys didn't know that already. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Shar. Merry Christmas. Joyce. We're working on something other than the pitter patter. Hi, Jackie. Mom putting stamps on Christmas cards. So there you go. Melissa said she hadn't sent hers out yet, so she's not alone. Jean, Merry Christmas. I don't have any stockinette knitting to work on right now because I'm doing short rows on a sleeve and I can't pay attention to that and talk to you guys at the same time. So pitter pat is finished. Excellent. So besides Mom putting stamps on and Joyce working on mittens, what else is everybody else working on? Are you still trying to frantically gift knit for the holidays? I know I am not. I'm not gifting anything handmade this year. I feel kind of bad about that, but it's been a busy year. And I always think about the stuff too late. I have been making things. It's just things for the scarf or for the, I read Jean's comment. Things for the shop. Jean working on the papillon shawl. Excellent. Melissa finishing scarf too. Hopefully soon. Oriana working on Morocco. A baby. Interesting shawl. Nicole starting a summer swirl. Excellent. I can't wait. I have one more sleeve to do on my sweater and then I can start my next sweater, which is also not going to be a gift for anybody. Okay, so it's after 7, so I can go ahead and get started. Welcome to Monday Motivation. Today is December 18th. 1 week until Christmas, 2 weeks until New Year's. I can't believe it. Vicki gifted a finished quilt, knitting mittens next. Excellent. Jackie working on a Stephen West. Very good. My name's Kristen. I am the owner of the Little Yarn Shop located in the SVRC Marketplace, downtown Saginaw, Michigan. Hours for the holidays, as far as I know, are going to be business as usual. So Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'm assuming that we are not having drop-in knitting or Facebook Lives the next 2 Mondays, being that it's Christmas Day and New Year's Day. We will still have drop-in help on Wednesdays, this Wednesday, next Wednesday, and I believe the first Wednesday in January, but I have to double check with Deb on that. I don't know if we started our next class that Wednesday or the Wednesday after. Linda started a bulky sweater. Fall Bluff. Fun. I like bulky sweaters. Open knit Thursdays. Drop-in knitting happens Monday nights normally, up front with Deb, 6:30 to 8:30. I'm wearing, you guys, I'm wearing my Hito Fude. I tried to put on a different shirt that wasn't quite so bright because I feel like this white one is very bright. At least it looks like it on my camera. But so disclaimer, I believe most people knit their Hito Fude sweaters more repeats than what the pattern calls for. I mean, it's easy enough to modify. I just knit the pattern the way it was written. When I blocked it, I did not pin it to block it out. I didn't have any pins readily available or wires, or I was heavy. I found my blocking boards. But it still is beautiful. And I think now that it's done and off the needles, you can really see how, let me move my chair out of the way, how using the ombre yarn gives you a good idea of how I started with that white color that goes all the way up across the back and down the sleeves. And then it slowly transitions to the darker color. So it's a smooth gradient in the back. But it is fairly short. I had this on the other day, and I had a shirt on that was similar to this, and I was getting a little chilly. So what we found was fun is if you do this, you can pin it. I had a little pin from the bead store. If you put a little snap on the inside and a little pin on the outside, it would be really cute done up this way. Looks funny because my sleeves under my sweater are a little bit puffy, but it would be really cute closed or open. So the lace pattern stays the same. It's just the number of stockinette stitches between the lace that changes. So it would definitely be easy enough just to keep going and let it get a little bit longer, a little bit flowier. I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. If I did another one, personally, I would probably, if I was doing one for myself, I would want longer sleeves. And because this is knit across this way, you cast on all of those stitches. You kind of have to know ahead of time. Well, you do have to know ahead of time how long you want it, because you would have to add stitches to your cast on and make sure that then you bound off the extra stitches that you added on. If that's something you want to do, you can pop in and we can help you figure it out. It's maths. It's not difficult maths. As long as you're getting gauge, because that is important. So after I blocked this, I did not measure it to see if it's the length that the pattern calls for. That might make a little bit of a difference too. But oh, thank you. I'm very happy with how it turned out. So it's done. It's blocked. I got back to my Cozy McBlanket sweater. Oh, I had another done thing, but I already started talking about this, so we'll talk about this. This, I'm calling it my Cozy McRainbow sweater. It has a sleeve. So there's the back. The black is where I Kitchener stitched the two pieces together. There's a small border down at the bottom you pick up and knit. And it has a sleeve. I have one sleeve done. It's, you pick up and knit it, but it has a really nice sleeve cap shape that you do with short rows. I really like Mary Annarella's patterns. The way she writes her patterns are easy to follow. So I picked up for the second one. I'm starting to do the little short rows. And as soon as I'm done with that sleeve, I will be done. There is, I don't have them all in here. There will be a little bit, small amounts of each of the colors from the kit left. Hi, Aunt Jackie. Once I'm done with the sweater, this again is from the rainbow kit that's right back there. The Prideful kit. It's the yarn is so lovely, and it takes the color so well. This is the Earth Yarn 16, they call it 16 fingering weight, which is their 16 micron ultra fine merino loveliness. So that should be done the next time I chat with you. I better have a few things done by the next time I chat with you. I've got 2 weeks, 3 weeks before then. And I decided I wanted to do a quick knit project to give people ideas. Rasta is always a good option for last minute hats, mittens, cowls, scarves if you want to use more than one. So I have this color yo-yo in Rasta, which is, they're super bulky, 90 yards and 150 grams. So it's a bigger than normal skein, but it's because it's giant bulky stuff. And came across this pattern called, I practiced this because it's French, and about the only French I know is what I learned in France earlier this year, but aujourd'hui, aujourd'hui. And it's just a one-page pattern. It's such a striking look. So you knit flat. It has you do a provisional cast on. I did not do a provisional cast on. I did just like the little reverse loop cast on, because you do knit this flat and then seam it. But essentially, you knit a chunk in stockinette, then you flip, and the next chunk, whoops, this way, is in reverse stockinette, and you keep going back and forth. And then you either seam it up or Kitchener graft it together. I did use the Kitchener stitch to graft it together when I was done at the end. I just used my needles to pick up the cast on stitches versus fussing with doing a provisional cast on. But you get this really cool, it's just it's very impactful for being as easy as it is. Like you get this, looks like the yarns are going different directions, and you get the color impact, and it's a pretty decent size. Trying not to get my lipstick on anything. So for one skein, it's a good size. I did not get the number of rows knitted that it calls for, but you can't tell by looking at it. It doesn't look asymmetrical at all. And it's the size, I got the gauge they called for, and it's the finished size is what they called for. So I think it turned out really, really cute. So that is, I did that in an afternoon here, I think. So easy peasy to do. And it was written for Rasta, which is fun, size 15 needles. That's the only thing is, I think we as knitters, we get in our head like big yarn, big needles, it's going to go fast. But you do hit that threshold probably like a size 8 or 9 when it feels like, okay, your movements have to be bigger. You kind of have to slow down a little bit. So that's not always the case, but projects like that, the big bulky projects, are typically a quick knit. So I finished that, started that and finished that this week. I have an update on the Chigu Forte needles. If you pre-ordered or put a deposit down on the needles, you should have gotten an email from me the other day. If you didn't, reach out to me and let me know, but I am going to kind of go over all of the info now. Finally, a year later, more than a year later, we have information that the needles are on their way to the US from China and are expected to arrive in January. So this is the really pretty, this was the reorder for their Forte needles, which was a special set. Initially, it was done, the needles, the body of the interchangeable needles was African Blackwood for the hull sizes from 2 to 15 or 17. I think it came with this beautiful case and all really cool accessories. Very quickly, they realized that the smaller size needles were not as strong as they should be. So they halted production, really spent a lot of time making sure that the product that's being put out there is a quality product. So if your name is on our list, if you have paid a deposit or you paid for your needles, know that we should be getting those in the store. I'm saying by the end of January, because I don't know if the January date is when the warehouse is getting them or whether it's when they're getting them to us. Fortunately for us in Michigan, the warehouse is in Troy. So it's not going to take long once it gets to the warehouse to get to us once they ship it. They limited the number of sets to 7,000 total for anybody ordering. I ordered as many as I could. I may have 1 or 2 sets left after everybody who pre-ordered gets theirs. The suggested retail price on them is $330. The last set, I believe, was 300, but they changed. So they changed the size 2 through 8 needle tips to be carbon fiber instead of the African blackwood. And if you've ever knit with the Knitter's Pride carbons, you know that they're pretty much indestructible. The only problem you would have is if you wore down the carbon fiber. And Suzanne's the only customer I have that I've known that's done that with her double points. Otherwise, carbon fiber is very strong and you're not going to have problems with it. They included extra cords as well that they didn't include in the first set, 3 additional cords. So if you think you paid a deposit and you didn't get an email from us, or if you, I guess if you pre-ordered and didn't get an email from us, let me know. And if you want to still be on the list for any that I may have left after all the pre-orders, let me know too. I am keeping an active list still. It's not available on the website anymore because I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. That's that's the opposite of what I want to do. So that's the update. I'm happy I finally have some good news to tell everybody about that. Yarn, I have a few extra skeins of December yarn from Wonderland Yarns. So this month their inspiration was Sleeping Beauty. So I thought this was a clock for a minute, but you guys, it's a spinning wheel. Can you see that? It's basically like you're looking through a window and it's a little spinning wheel. And I don't know how I have any of this left, but I think it's probably not going to last very long. I have 6 skeins of their confetti base. Look at this. Can you see? It's got sparkle. It's got tweed. It's got all these different burgundies and purples. So their confetti yarn is fingering weight, 100 grams, 437 yards. This is a color that is exclusive to the club. So we've got a few other colors of the confetti yarn, and it's a little bit easier to see the confetti specks on the gray. This is the goat's beard. They are $36 a piece. If you want us to set one or more aside, just let us know. Other colors of the tweed. Oh, and how it knits up. So this is the Grass is Greener shawl. It took 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn. 1 skein was the goat's beard confetti tweed. The other skein was smushy with cashmere in black pearl. So you can see the little tweedy flecks in there. I think if you did 2 of the confetti tweed colors, oh, that would just be beautiful, you guys. Look at that. I have a couple skeins left of the goat's beard. I wish you could see the sparkle the way I can see the sparkle, but it just isn't showing up as well on camera. It's so pretty. Maybe this one will show up a little bit better. Let's see, sparkle. I can see it on my YouTube camera, but not so much on the Facebook one. So if you wanted to pair it with something else, or you like the concept, but maybe are not crazy about this, what do they call it? Under the Spell. I've got 4 of the goat's beard. I have 2 of We're All Mad Here. Look at that green. All of these are the same base, so they have that the tweed and the sparkle. And then I have 1 each of Entirely Bonkers. This gold is one of the colors that Karen used in her Stephen West Geo Gradient. I forgot the name of it for a minute. So this is one of the colors that she used in her shawl. And then I have 1, look at this pink, fantastically late, they call it. It's so beautiful. The sparkles. I get distracted by sparkles. So the club one is $36. It comes with an enamel pin, and the pattern that they've written for this one is the confetti hood. There it is, cute little hood. The way they do their the way Wonderland does their clubs is the yarn color is exclusive to the club, as is the pattern. So $36 for these. The other colors are $35. And again, we've got a couple of those. Depending on the color, we've got a few in stock. Ugh. You all need to snatch those up because those burgundy is my color. And I've got a few of them sitting on the table over here, and I keep staring at them thinking, oh, I should keep some for myself, but no, I don't need to. I don't need to. You all need to play with them because they're beautiful. So that's new yarn that's in the shop. Wow, it really is going to be a short one this week. I've gone through everything that's on my list. If you joined late, don't forget you can always go back and rewatch this both on Facebook and on YouTube. Once the live ends, it gets posted to our Facebook page under live videos, I believe, and same with YouTube. You can catch us up from the beginning. We do watch the comments after the fact. So if there's something you see or you have questions on, just let us know. I want to, maybe I'll do it Wednesday. I want to jump on Facebook and do a quick live and walk you through maybe not the whole marketplace, but definitely Thrive Creative Innovations. I posted a picture of the Saginaw Peace and Love shirt that I was wearing the other day, and I'm not doing a very good job clearly of explaining how cool the shop is. I took my mom in there for the first time on Friday, and she was blown away by everything that was in there and what a variety of items they have. I've gotten a bunch of Christmas gifts there. She got some Christmas gifts there. I got some gifts for myself too. So on Wednesday, I'd like to kind of do a quick walkthrough and give you all an idea of what's over there. If you haven't been in there, her hours, because she's a new mom, her hours are a little bit short. So I think her hours are like noon to 5, maybe noon to 5 or noon to 6. She's a working mama. She's got to do what she can. But really cool store. And again, lots of really cool stores here. The bead store is here, and Sarah has a lot of holiday jewelry if you need something to go with an outfit for a party, whether it is Christmas or New Year's. Jackie, that is the Hito Fude. I'm assuming you're talking about that one, the brown one. That was the very first Hito Fude I knit, and it was actually knit to the length the pattern called for. I was going to wear it under this tonight, but it's very cropped. So I think it just needs to be reblocked because it's not supposed to be that short. So yeah, if you have last minute shopping to do, make this one of your destinations. Come in here, say hi, even if you don't need, yes, ranunculus. Julie's right, not Hito Fude. Clearly I can't read and talk at the same time. Yeah, it's ranunculus. The very first one of those I made. I've only made one of these. Ranunculus it is. Love Note, though, is another great pattern that is very versatile in terms of size of yarn, what you can use. That one, I think, takes 2 or 3 skeins of fingering weight yarn on size 9 or 10 needles, which is great. if you do it in a heavier yarn, I think I did the largest bust size modification with of full length with 5 skeins of worsted weight yarn, which I don't know, I think one of my customers who was around a 60-inch bust tried it on and it fit her beautifully. And for somebody who's bigger busted to be able to get a full length sweater out of basically 1,000 yards of worsted weight yarn is awesome. So, oh, I did want to point out how you can see all of the beautiful colors of Remix Light that we have from Barocco. I finally busted out the boxes and, or the bags, I guess they were piled up on the floor, got everything on the shelf. So that's the yarn that I'm going to use for my next, whatever the sweater was I talked about last week. The Ship Shape. I know it seems very nautical to me, but I think I'm going to do like a coral and a cream, and I can't wait. All I have to do is one more sleeve, and then I can start something new. I could very easily talk myself into just swatching before my sweater is done, because that doesn't count as casting on a new project, but I will wait. Yeah, I know my mom has made at least one, the Paulina Polly top out of it and wants to make more. It is a great yarn. It's not going to feel like smushy with cashmere when you knit with it, because it's not. It doesn't have any wool in it. It is a silk and cotton and linen base. So it's going to feel different, but it softens up so nicely. And I have heard that you can wash it and dry it in the machines. I actually don't even have a sample knit with this yarn. Karen has made a few things with it too. Shop Mom Karen has made a few things with it too. The why can't I think of the name that she's done a whole bunch of? Oh, you guys will know. I can't think of it. Quite a few of the same top, because that's how Karen rolls. And she's used some with the sparkly Lumi as the Isabel Kramer one. That's all I can remember too. Yume, Yume. That's what it is. Has a little bit of lace, not quite as much lace as is on the ranunculus. But she put a little bit of the Lumi lace yarn up in the top lace section, but really cool pattern. Isabel Kramer tops. Yes. Yes, definitely. All right. I really think that is all I have for you. I think all of my visual cues around me have been talked about. So I hope you all have a safe and happy holiday season. I know it's not necessarily joyous for everybody. Sometimes it's a little bit harder for some people, and our hearts go out to you if that's the case. But I hope that you are able to surround yourself with friends and family, and that you have a safe and joyous and blessed Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I will see you all after the first of the year, because we're not going to be doing lives for the next couple of weeks. So I hope everybody has a great holiday, and come in and see us. Like I said, the hours are our usual hours here for the next couple of weeks. So don't be strangers. Come in. If you get gift certificates, you can come in and spend those right away. So have a great rest of your year, and we'll see you all, if not in the shop, then sometime next year.